Welcome into our first episode of 2024 from the show formerly known as the Duffy Dome. My name is Jarrod.
My name's Julie.
And we're here today to talk to you about wrestling and a miracle that I witnessed. We're here to talk about the power of live event wrestling and the miracle that I witnessed during 2 shows last year.
2?
For AEW.
Okay.
If you're new to the channel, previously we did 17 episodes on the formerly Stars program, Heels. I didn't realize how much I missed Heels until I got on the Twitter account to post a few things.
I do miss Heels.
And I was like, damn it. And we can't even watch it. I don't know if our
I can't even watch it.
I don't know if our screeners still work, but nobody.
I would rewatch season 2.
Nobody can watch it. We might be able to watch it.
I don't know. We should see.
We will find out.
Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to go watch Heels again.
So I am a wrestling fan. That's the hook on here. I'm the wrestling fan, and she's not.
I am not. I remain not a fan.
But wait, just wait. Just wait until you hear this story. Now, having said that, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, was within our area, and we made it to a couple of live shows. And then we're going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about the matches or the rate of the matches or how we felt about.
We're not?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not going to be like, well, this match should have gone longer, or I think this guy should have won, or that move was.
No.
We're just going to talk to you about
those things.
We're just going to talk to you about our experience. Now, we were down in Texas.
Correct.
Originally, it was a plan that you were going to be there for work, but that fell through.
That fell through, yes.
So
I was not there for work.
So we went for the weekend.
We just had fun.
And we were all over Texas, or Dallas. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, is that what you call it?
Yes.
We were all over that. The first show was in Garland, Texas, at the Curtis Caldwell Center. It's a nice little arena. And my favorite part was, there's no information. You run through security, they scan your ticket, and then people start going upstairs, but we have floor seats.
Yeah, there weren't signs. They're if you have floor seats, come over here. And it's kind of hidden. It's you have to go to the left down a hall, and there's a barricade that you're supposed to go around this barricade, and no, you're supposed to go around this barricade.
Well, there's a guy standing by the barricade, just with his arms crossed.
He looked very intimidating.
And I walked over and I was just like, hey man, is this for floor seats? And he was just kind of looked over, and I showed him my ticket, and he's like, you're good. So we went through, and that area is locker rooms.
Mm-hmm. You're walking past locker rooms. Yeah.
And coaches' offices and stuff. And then you get to the floor. So we were second row on the floor, and we were next to the ramp. So the Tron was behind us.
We had a really good view of the ring, but we were not on camera.
Yeah. If you're looking at the hard camera, we were to the left. And if you're looking up the ramp, we were to the left and on the second row.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 kinds of security at AEW shows. There's the venue security, and then there's AEW security.
Mm-hmm.
So we get sat down, and the venue security guy, after a while, we sort of talk back and forth, and he's a pretty friendly guy.
They're so nice. Everyone was super nice.
And we're sitting there. Okay, and once again, there's only one way in and one way out. Remember that for later. So, okay. The venue security guy, he sits there. He has his back facing the ring. And we're sitting there and we're, getting situated. And he looks over at us and he says, hey, ask him to let the girl go on the ramp.
I want to be clear, we brought our child, not me.
Yes. I forgot to say that.
Our child was dressed very, enthusiastically.
Yes, dressed like Orange Cassidy.
Dressed like Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's our favorite wrestler. She was all about it.
And so he's like, hey, ask him if you can go on the ramp. They've been letting other kids do it. I'm not that person. And I was like, no, it's okay. And if he hadn't done this wouldn't have happened. He goes, oh, no, it's fine. He turns around and goes, hey. And he calls over one of the AEW security guys. And he's like, hey, can she go on the ramp? And the security guard, what'd he say? He was looking at his watch.
Yeah, they had stopped because they're about to start recording. And so he's like, meet me over there in the corner really quickly.
He's
really
like,
fast.
because she's a big fan, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So you take it from here because I just stayed in the seats.
No, I just took her over and like one of the guys was like, no, you can't go back there. And I was like pointing to the security guy. I'm like, this guy told me to come over here and wait for him. He's like, okay, well, you can't go past this part, this line. And I was like, cool, no big deal. I don't want to go past the line. So then the guy comes over and he takes me and the kid up, and I can't go on the ramp though. So he takes her up the ramp and he takes my phone because I can't come over there. And he takes her up the ramp, takes my phone, takes the most amazing picture of our child ever, like on the ramp. And she's doing the orange cat. It's like a
half thumbs up.
She's doing like the Orange Cassidy half thumbs up thing. And she's just like fashion posing with her giant bow that I put in her hair for the event, you know. And then she comes down and was like, this was the greatest moment of my life. And
so we have pictures of her on the ramp, and they have like the events that are happening soon, and like the event for there where it's like winter is coming.
Yes, it was really cool.
So we have some really good pictures, and we got back, and I thanked the security guys.
Yes, they were amazing.
Like, oh my God, thank you. And so right before that, and this is her first wrestling show.
Yes,
this is your first wrestling show.
Yes,
this is not my first wrestling show.
That is accurate.
But we
Sign
needed.
Guy was there.
Yeah, sign guy was there. If you know WWE, he's always in the front row holding up signs. We needed to get refreshments.
Yes.
So I went over and did that. And I didn't know it, but they had a dark match, which is a match that they don't record.
Yes.
Or it might have been for Ring of Honor. I can't remember.
No, they didn't record it.
Okay, so my child's first wrestling match, I didn't get to experience with her because I was in line getting popcorn.
She was really grateful for the popcorn.
Anyway, so I get back downstairs and it's just about time because I had to go upstairs. I had to find a concession, and then I had to go down an elevator, back through the standing security guard.
They are hardcore too. Like they don't remember you. They're like,
yeah.
Oh,
when you get to the floor access, they have to hold up. You have to show them your tickets. More on that later.
Yeah.
Or that was when you went to the bathroom, right?
Yeah, I did, because you had the tickets on your phone. And so when I took her to the bathroom, they weren't going to let me back through, and I had to like call you.
I was like running over, holding up my phone.
I called you, and you could see us from where you were, and I was like waving and calling you on the phone to be like, come and show them the tickets. So they let us in, and the lady was like, oh, okay. Like she saw you going in, she let us go through.
And then I transferred tickets to your phone.
We learned a valuable lesson.
Yes, always have, if you're going to separate, have the tickets on your phone.
Have the tickets.
So the show starts. Now, this is Collision. This is the Saturday night show. During this time, they were doing the Continental Classic tournament. So we saw they had predetermined matches because everybody's going to wrestle everybody. So the first match we saw was Andrade El Idolo versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Cool.
You don't even remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. They all blend together.
Okay. Well, that's why we're not going to be reviewing them.
Okay.
Because you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Now, the next match... So this match probably went 20 minutes. The next match, naturally, someone has to go to the bathroom.
It wasn't me. It was the child.
But Abaddon was wrestling, and Abaddon at the time was in a feud with Julia Hart. And you said, I need to go to the bathroom.
I did not say it.
We need to run to the bathroom.
Urgent.
And I said, you're going to miss Julia Hart.
I can't control her bladder. I don't know what
No one's blaming you. No one's blaming you. It's just saying, you're going to miss Julia Hart.
I figured we would. I figured.
Now, tell me the story of you going to and from the bathroom.
So there's only one way to get to the bathroom, from where we are. And they had was it the Spanish commentary?
Spanish commentary.
Yeah, it was set up kind of on the way there. And there's this girl walking around, and I was like, she's going to be on the wrestling show. I was like, she's too made up, to not be on the wrestling show. And you were like, no. And I was like, that girl is going to be wrestling tonight.
I wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
So anyway, she's one of the ones sitting at the Spanish commentary table. And I was like, oh, but they have the camera on them. So to get to the exit, to go to the bathroom, we have to walk past the camera. So we're trying to be respectful. I'm not just going to walk. I don't know if they're filming or not, whatever. And so me and the child are there, and I'm looking at the producer who's legitimately right across from me. And I'm mouthing, can we go? Can we go? And he's like, yeah, you're good. Go. Come on. And he's waving me gesturing me to go. So we go past, and it's the weird, I'm dear God, I hope I didn't end up on camera with a small child trying to go to the bathroom, at this show. So we end up going, and then we I'm trying to rush her through the bathroom. You can't rush a child to go to the bathroom. And then we run back, and then we miss Julia.
So what happened was, after Abaddon's match, Julia Hart gets in the ring, and Sky Blue joins Julia Hart in attacking Abaddon, and Thunder Rosa was the person at the table.
Was that who that was?
That was Thunder Rosa.
All in pink.
And I remembered after I watched her jump in the ring, I was like, that's who kept walking by.
Told you.
And Thunder Rosa hadn't been on TV in a year. And so it was just like, you got back down, and I was like, you missed. Like, Thunder Rosa's like celebrating in the ring, and I was like, you missed Julia Hart.
It's okay.
So anyway.
I like her hat, though. I want a Julia Hart hat.
If you got an extra $400,
you can have $400, so I can't buy one. And where would I wear it? Honestly, maybe on Halloween. But
so the next match was Orange Cassidy's match, and everyone around us noticed that our child was dressed like Orange Cassidy, and they were very positive, and everyone was really happy about it.
They were so happy for her. Like, they got out of the way so she could see. Like,
so the music hits, and she's so happy, and we got to watch his match, and he won, and it was fun.
She's like, "Great job, Orange Cassidy!" Like, she's so excited.
And then the rest of the night was like, until the main event was just kind of like,
it's fine.
It's fine.
It was a bloody match.
I wasn't paying attention, and I guess there was like this vicious feud between these women because there was a tag team match, and it turned into a street fight.
Were you gone for part of it? Like, did you have to step out?
No,
okay,
I was
just
like
paying attention.
I was like, what? Why are they beating the shit out of each other?
They had like bats with nails on them or something.
It was Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Martinez and Diamante. And my God, they were bleeding.
They were bleeding.
And it was, I guess it had like a video game tie-in or some sort of sponsor, but they were just like,
oh my gosh, there's blood.
There was blood.
She was like horrified, not in like a traumatized way, but like a, oh my goodness kind of way.
Another match was Eddie Kingston versus Daniel Garcia, like good content. And I was like enjoying the moment, but we got to the main event, and the main event was Bryan Danielson versus Brody King. Bryan Danielson, known as Daniel Bryan in WWE. I've never seen him wrestle. He had a broken orbital bone.
Supposedly.
No, he had a legit broken orbital bone.
Oh, okay.
And he's still wrestling. So this is around like 9.
She was wore out.
And it was just like her flopping. Can I go? Can we go? And I'm like, the greatest wrestler alive is wrestling right now. And it's just like, can we go?
You said, though, you were like, I'm fine. You're like,
I was fine. I'm just saying.
You can go.
I'm just pointing out that here we are. Here's this guy that I'll probably never see wrestle again. And it's like, well, I've got to go.
That's what happens when you have a kid.
Bye, everybody. Which is funny because when we get to the next show, it was 11 o'clock and she's like, I'm still awake.
She didn't want to leave the next show.
We were all over Texas, though.
She was tired, yeah, from the traveling and all that.
So back to the hotel we went, and
then you find out he did the yes chant.
Yeah. It was like, Bryan Danielson uses yes chant for the first time, and it's like him going, well, since nobody's recording this, I'll do it. And then he does the yes chants, and I was like, we left. We left.
We did. That's what happened.
It's okay. We were at a very nice hotel. We had a nice time.
We were at a nice hotel. That's true.
So what were your thoughts leaving the event?
It was fun, but it wasn't like amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun. I see why you like it. Like, but I wasn't like, oh, it's magical.
All right.
This is the greatest thing ever. I'm so happy to be, you know what I mean?
All right.
The popcorn was good.
The next week, Dynamite was in Oklahoma City. So it's a bigger arena and a bigger city.
Oh, it was bigger. Yeah. Yeah.
We get into the building, and once again, we have floor seats, and there's no indication of where to go for floor seats.
Oh, that was terrible. Yeah. We just wandered a lot. And finally, you found somebody and you asked, and they were like, no, go down this elevator.
No, they didn't say elevator. They said 101, 102, and that's all they said. And I looked at 101, 102, and I was like, no. And then I looked over, and I saw people going down an elevator, and I was like, maybe. So we go down the elevator. The elevator opens, and it's this really, I was like, we don't belong here.
No, it was fancy.
It was like the club level or something because
like the rich people go there for the basketball games.
of course, they've got people posted up, and you got to show them your tickets.
They're
and he's like,
"What are you doing here,
he's
pores?"
He was like, "Yeah, go ahead and have fun." And I must say that bathroom,
Oh, lovely bathrooms.
great bathrooms.
So clean, so nice. I've never been to an event at like an arena and been in such a nice bathroom.
It was like the paper towels were like.
Well, we went to the bathroom upstairs too, because like, small child. So took her to the bathroom before we were like found our seats. And that one was like what you would expect in a arena. But then, take her to the bathroom later downstairs in the fancy place, and it was nice.
So this time we are front row. And now, for reference, now where we were would be behind the announcers. But for this show, the announcers were still on the stage.
I liked that, though. I would have been annoyed if we were behind the announcers and we'd listen to them talk.
So we are dead. Like, we can see the ring, we can see the Tron, we can see the ramp.
Oh, yeah, we could see the ramp. Like, that was cool.
And so we're good to go. They did an ROH taping.
I like how they have a disclaimer that's like, be aware that if you get injured from flying wrestlers, it's your own fault and we are not responsible.
Before the show starts, they run that disclaimer. Justin Roberts is the announcer.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the one that does the ring announcing. But he's also, behind the scenes, he's the MC. He'll be like, how's everybody doing? How's everyone feeling today? Before the show, he talked to everybody.
Yeah, he came by and talked to our kid.
Yeah, he was like...
high-fived her like
fist
8
bumping
times.
her and talking to everybody and pointing out signs.
Yes, because our child brought signs.
For reference, on AEW shows, the camera that points directly at the ring and doesn't move is called the hard camera. And if you look over at the hard camera, there's a clock.
Yes.
So he will be talking to you, hey, we're going back on air in 15 seconds. And then like between commercials, Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, will come out and talk. Mm-hmm. So he came out, he's like, we're going to have a great show. It's going to be awesome.
He's kind of a funny guy.
Yeah, he's full of energy. So, and then throughout the show, Justin Roberts will introduce you to the crew.
Yes.
There is a very large ring crew. We know the cameramen's names. And the cameraman next to us was named Jamie.
He was nice.
So you can notice when the camera switches, because there's a red light on the cameras. So if they're doing the hard camera, and there's 3 of them, you'll see the red light on there. But if the cameraman is going to the crowd for reactions, you'll know if you're on because the red light is on. So anyway, the show starts. Once again, Continental Classic. And the first match was Swerve Strickland versus Roosh. And I swear to God, the Who's House.
Oh my gosh.
That is the new woo or what? Because before the show, it's Who's House?
Yeah.
It's like everyone tries to lead a Who's House chant. Any thoughts on that match?
It was interesting. It was interesting being so close. It was helpful, I guess, for me to be like, oh, okay, this is more engaging than the last time when we were kind of to the side and you couldn't see like the sweat and
the sound of the...
Yeah, the sound, and then they fly out of the ring and they thunk into the barricade. There's like multiple times where my foot is up on the barricade to protect our child from getting smushed by wrestlers.
That would be during the Jay Lethal Mark Briscoe match.
And you're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm protecting our child from injury.
Don't use the dumb guy voice. I was aware that barrier is more solid than the one that I had.
It moves a lot, though.
No, you don't understand. At the Ring of Honor show, where it's just one of those like metal crowd divider barriers, and they like bump into it and it just scoots into your lap. Mark Briscoe was doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and I remember he came up and like grabbed a guy's hat next to us and put it on and was doing crazy stuff. Samoa Joe and MJF came out to the ring. This is during the Who is the Devil storyline.
Yes, our daughter was like, there's so many ninjas or robbers. She was calling them robbers back then.
Yeah, because
there's robbers in the arena.
The devil's masked men were attacking, and it was funny because they all go under the ring.
She's like, the robbers are here. Like, the robbers aren't going to get you. It's fine.
Backstage, they did a Orange Cassidy match announcement for Rampage, which they tape after Dynamite. And we will definitely talk more about that in a minute. We got to see Saraya versus Riho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was just so obvious because we were so close. Like Riho, is it Riho?
Riho, yeah.
Riho was like obviously not hitting So I think that was my only issue.
It took you out of it a little bit.
It took me out of it a little, but it was fun. It was cool to see. They're very acrobatic. Like, it was neat.
Now, Roderick Strong wrestled at this show, and Roderick Strong was also during Rampage back there, and they were doing like a MJF is the devil thing. We'll come back to Roderick Strong in a little bit for Rampage. The main event was Jon Moxley versus Jay White. I got some good video of Moxley coming through the crowd. There was a couple of times where they were wrestling outside right next to us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the thud.
Right next to us.
The thud of like Moxley hitting the ground, and he's just like, ah! It's just I got one video where he's like, ah! Shit!
I'm like pulling our child away. She's like, stop it. I want to see. Like, she wants to lean over the barricade to see them get hit.
And really, it was a solid show.
Yeah, it was really good.
So once Dynamite is off the air because it's live, there's a little brief intermission, and then they do Rampage. Okay, so Justin Roberts comes out, talks to everybody, and he says, all right, we're ready to tape Rampage. Like, Tony Khan came out, we talked. He's like, don't leave. We got Rampage coming up. So Tony Khan goes backstage, and then Justin Roberts, he looks at our kid. He goes, are you ready, little Orange Cassidy? And she wasn't paying attention. And I'm like, hey, he's talking to you. And she turns around and he's like, are you ready?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. They count it down. Orange Cassidy's music hits.
Comes on, and she's like, oh my God.
I should stop you right there. Before the show starts, then we know that Jamie comes up, and a guy's talking to him, and he says, you're going to be on TV, and she's going to be on TV. And
you guys have your sign.
Yeah, we have our sign. So he starts the show on our sign. So the music hits, the camera pulls back, we get a reaction. Orange Cassidy comes out. Oh my God.
The baby's losing her mind.
And again, everyone in that section is aware that she's dressed like Orange Cassidy.
She's like, where's my jean jacket? I need to put my jean jacket on. She was so sad. She forgot her Orange Cassidy sunglasses for that show because she wore them to the Texas show, but she didn't wear them to the Oklahoma City show. So she was like, how is he going to know that I'm dressed like him if I don't have my Orange Cassidy glasses? And I was like, babe, it's fine. Everyone's going to know. Like, you're good.
So Orange Cassidy gets to the ring, and he poses with the belt. He gets out, and he sees this girl that's like
4 people down
wearing the sunglasses. So he takes her sunglasses and gives her his and gets back in the ring and starts the match. Mm-hmm. So he has a good match. It's back and forth.
Our baby's like, remember your strength.
You can do it.
Freshly squeezed.
She starts screaming, you can do it. And this drunk guy who'd been obnoxious as hell all night starts chanting, you can do it with her, which leads the crowd to start chanting, you can do it.
I just can't get out. Like, the part that was like the best part was like when she's like, freshly squeezed, like all night long.
The match ends, and I noticed something. I noticed this live, and then we watched the match back, and I noticed something else. What I noticed live is the referee brings Orange Cassidy the belt, and he's talking to Orange Cassidy. And I'm reading his lips, and he says, little girl, front row. And when we watched it back, Orange Cassidy said,
I don't know. Did he say, see her? I see her?
He said, I see her. I see. And so Orange Cassidy gets...
I want a disclaimer. Like, we don't read lips professionally. This is an assumption that we're assuming that they're saying this.
Thank you, lawyer Julie. So he says it based something along the lines of, I see it, or I see her. So he rolls out of the ring, and he talks to her, and he comes out, and he fist bumps her, and he's about to give her the sunglasses, and he's like, hold on, I gave her my glasses. He runs over and takes his glasses back from that woman.
Poor woman.
And puts them on her, our child. And then everyone's cheering.
It was the greatest moment of her life.
He gets back in the ring, and they do the hug, and everyone cheers. I saw something in that moment. I saw the power of wrestling take over your spirit, and you got it.
I do. I get it. It's not that I've never gotten it, right? Like,
You've just been on this show. You've just been like, I don't like wrestling.
It's not that it's just not my passion. Like, I understand why you like it, and I understand why she likes it. It's very entertaining. Like, the first show I didn't like as much, but the second show was much more engaging. Maybe it was just because we were right there and had to, like, protect our child from flying wrestlers. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Do I want to go all the time? Absolutely not. Like, do I want to watch it every week? No. But I totally understand. And she continues to this day to say that was the greatest moment of her entire life. And my favorite part is that the glasses actually say freshly squeezed on them. And we do have them.
We have those Orange Cassidy
We're going to have my
glasses.
dad make a little shadow box for her t-shirt and her glasses. And
the next match was the Kingdom versus the Hardys, which is funny because they didn't announce the Hardys were there.
No.
And Justin Roberts is like, are you guys ready?
And you love the Hardys.
And the music hit and I was like, oh shit!
You were so happy.
So Roderick Strong is with the Kingdom, which is Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. And Roderick Strong comes over and starts jaw-jacking with our child, and she's yelling at him.
She's scolding him with her finger, and she's like, you need to be nice to people.
And
You're being so rude.
He's yelling at her, and he cracks.
As she's scolding him, this little 7-year-old is wagging her finger at him and telling him what a meanie he is.
He's walking away and like covering his mouth because he's smiling.
That
was so funny. And then from that point on, he was going to focus on Orange Cassidy, so he is referred to in this house as her enemy.
Yeah, she continues to say that. He is my enemy.
So when she sees him on TV, he's like,
it's my enemy.
We got to see Sky Blue wrestle again. She wrestled Queen Aminata.
I liked Queen Aminata.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her.
Sky Blue has just been everywhere. Sky Blue wrestles a lot more, and her, with her teaming up with Julia Hart, her star is rising. The main event was El Hijo del Vikingo, also known as just Vikingo, versus Black Taurus for the AAA Mega Championship.
I really liked that match, actually. Like, if you were like, Julie, which match did you like the best? I will say this one is my favorite.
Vikingo can fly.
They are like athletic. Like, it is like acrobatic. Like wow.
They're wrestling the Lucha Libre style. Vikingo just flips off the ropes.
Like jumping off the top one. Flop, flop, flop. Like, it's like.
And Black Taurus is a bigger guy.
Oh, he's
he's got
good.
that bull mask on.
How does he do that?
I don't know.
How does he see?
It was just like, oh my God, these guys are crazy.
They were nuts. Like, it was like total disregard for your own safety and just jumping.
And by that time, that was the main event of Rampage. And there was another match. Tony Khan comes out. He's like, you guys having fun? Let's keep going. And at that point, I was like, no.
She wanted to stay.
There were 2 more matches, but it was a Wednesday night and you had to work.
I had to work, and we had to drive home and get her put to bed and everything. So
it was like 11:30 before we got home. So yeah, I've been to Raw. I've been to TNA shows, and I went to Tulsa. I went to the AEW Tulsa show. Mm-hmm. I met a friend up there. I have a gripe about that. The security guy was like, no video. I was trying to get Moxley like coming through the crowd.
He was right next to you.
Yeah, I got a video.
Why didn't they want you videoing?
I don't know, but he was like leaning over people in the front row and like shining his flashlight at them.
Is that like a thing? No one said that in previous matches.
I think that it might have been a BOK Center, like a venue thing.
Oh, okay.
But it was just like, that's what I was wondering, because I have a video. Let's see if you can hear. We'll see if you can hear the guy say, no video. No video. Y'all can take pictures.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my one gripe about Tulsa. But
which was your favorite show out of the 3?
Oh, Oklahoma City, without a doubt.
Just because of the child or just the show?
I think just because of the show. I spent a lot of Tulsa like trying to explain things to my friend just so she's not lost.
Mm-hmm. You had to explain things to me.
But I just think that the whole experience of Oklahoma City, like the nice bathrooms, the elevator, the whole experience from top to bottom was great. But I think that an AEW show, if you have kids, especially if you're at a smaller venue, I know everybody's like, oh, WWE's so hot. And yeah, you have a better chance of interacting with wrestlers if you have a ticket to an AEW show.
I can see that. They're very like interactive.
We got high fives from Black Taurus.
Yeah, tons of them. It wasn't just Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, it was like there were plenty of people. If you can get front row seating, they're very family friendly.
Very kid friendly. I mean, there's blood everywhere.
There's blood and violence.
Family friendly, bloody, but they like the kids like coming.
The pyro, I have to warn you. I was like, this is going to be really loud.
Oh yeah, it's really hot.
Yeah,
you can feel it.
When we were in Texas, the flames, you could feel the heat come off of them.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
But we got to see a lot of people wrestle that we see on TV. So anyway, that's just our thoughts on AEW. And I saw someone's heart grow 3 times because of Orange Cassidy.
Thanks, Orange Cassidy. You literally made our child's lifetime. Like it's been how many months since this happened? Like
3
months. She continues to talk about it. Those glasses are in a place of honor in her bedroom, in her pink fairy bedroom. Are glasses from Orange Cassidy that say freshly squeezed. And she continues to be like, don't touch my glasses. They're mine. I got them. And we're going to have to put them in a shadow box to keep them safe.
Now, if you have listened to all our Duffy Dome episodes,
we made promises that we didn't follow
we've
through
made
on yet.
promises that we're going to work on this week.
We are, I promise. Busy times.
We're going to be switching to the show Kingdom, which is available on Peacock, starring Frank Grillo, Matt Lauria, Jonathan Tucker, and Nick Jonas. It's about an MMA fighter working on the next generation of fighters in his gym and all their struggles. It's available on Peacock. It's an awesome show. We will have that show up very soon. We'll get episode 1 going.
We will.
I promise. So we want to thank you for all the social media love. I put out a little Hail Mary to all the Heels cast members about talking about Heels with them.
Oh my gosh.
No response yet, but
that's okay.
We're going to keep trying.
We still love them.
I have my doubts with Stephen Amell getting a new show that anything's going to happen in the next year or 2. But I'm holding on. You never know.
One more season. Wrap it up.
You never know.
Give us a good ending.
And I think about that 6th episode way more than I should. That phone call between Bill and Carol Spade just
getcha.
Oh my God. So anyway, in closing, wrestling good, heels good.
Wrestling's good.
Kingdom in our future. We want to thank everyone for listening. This has been formerly the Duffy Dome. I'm Jarrod.
I'm Julie.
We'll talk to you next time. Duffy Dome on Twitter.
A Jarrod
and Julie
production.